everyone, and welcome to my presentation about databases. This is for my System Security 2 class. I started this recording on March 18th, 2024. And obviously, my name is Kobe True. So let's get into it. So this is basically my agenda, my table of contents. So the first thing I'll be talking about will give a, just introduction to what a database is. And the database that we'll be talking about for this class is the PostgreSQL database, most commonly known as Postgres. Then I will be naming 3 hardening recommendations. Obviously, first hardening, second hardening, and third. And the conclusion will just have my sources that I cited for this project. Okay, and this slide, introduction to databases. So what is a database? A database is an organized collection of structured information or data, typically stored electronically in a computer. A database is usually controlled by a database management system or a DBMS. Together, the data and the database management system, along with the applications that are associated with them, are referred to as a database system, often shortened to just database. And like I said, the database we're going to be talking about is PostgreSQL database. So what is PostgreSQL database? So PostgreSQL is an object relational database management system based on Postgres version 4.2. It was developed developed at the University of California at Berkeley Community Science Department. Postgres pioneered many concepts that only became available in some commercial database systems much later. PostgreSQL is an advanced enterprise class open source relational database that supports both SQL and JSON querying. It is a highly stable database system backed by more than 20 years of community development. Alright, and now I'll be going into my first hardening recommendation. So my first hardening recommendation is how to set up basically the firewall for it. So you would make sure to drop the established connections using IP tables. So you use IP tables -a input -m state -state established related -j except. Then you would allow SSH using the command IP tables -a input -p TCP -m state -state new dport 22-j accept. And then to allow Postgres, you would have to allow the port, which you would use this command of IP tables -a input -p TCP -m state -state new dport 5432-j accept. And then you would use this last command. This would be one of the last commands to set up the firewall. It would be IP tables -a output -j accept IP -a input -j drop, and then IP tables -a forward -j drop. And that's to allow all outbound and drop everything else inbound. So The second hardening recommendation. This would be to set up permissions in post GRE. So you would create user allow, then you create the role and have a login. You create a group role that doesn't have the ability to log by itself and grant it select privilege on the server inventory table. Then you would create the role developer. Then you would grant select on server underscore inventory to developer. Next, you would create two user accounts, which will inherit developer permissions upon logging into the database. So you would create role, allow login, inherit. Then you would create a role, and then whoever was doing it for this instance is going to be Alice. Login, inherit, and then you would do the same command for another person like Bob. Then you would assign both user accounts to the developer group roles. So you would use the command grant developer to Alice and Bob. These will be, next thing I'll be talking about is my third and final hardening recommendation. So my last recommendation would be to set up TLS, transport layer security. So you would type in SSL dash or equals on. Then to make the certificate, you would have to do SSL underscore cert underscore file equals quote /path /2 /server .crt end quote. And then you have to make a key file, so you would do SSL underscore key underscore file equals quote /path /2 /server .key end quote. And then you would have to authorize it, do a certificate authorization. And you would use the command ss underscore ca underscore file equals quote /path /2 /client ca .crt end quote. Next thing is, as you can see, it says this setting is on by default, but it is always a good idea to be explicit when it comes to security. So you would use this command that's prompted here, ssl underscore prefer underscore servers underscore ciphers equal on. And this is the last code to set up TLS. So to set up TLS 1.3 will give the strongest security and it is advised when controlling both servers and clients. So you would use the command ssl underscore min underscore protocol underscore version equals quote TLS x point one TLX 1.3 end quote. And that's basically the end of my project, my project for System Security 2. These are the two links that I use to find all my information. The first link is a direct link to the post Grass SQL website where you can download this open source code if you would like to use it for yourself for any projects or anything that you have to use an SQL database for, a structured query language database. And this other link that says goteleport.com is about a blog that was posted that basically gave a very more in-depth description of how you would harden Postgres. I just took small fragments and put them into this PowerPoint. But if you go there and you would like to set it up for yourself, it goes really in depth and tells you, exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it. And thank you for your time. This has been my project for System Security 2. See you later and have a good day.